Wherever you find yourself, you're going to be cursed. This is what the Bible's saying, right? See, people want to say, I don't want to read about no cursing. I'm all about blessing. Look, you need to deal with reality so you can avoid the curse.
That's right.
That's like somebody saying it's people out mugging people and sticking people up. Well, you know, God going to protect me. I don't want to know about that. No, I need to know, so I make some arrangements to make sure that don't happen. Now go to skip down to verse 25 to save time. Go ahead.
The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies.
See, that's why we don't try to blame men. We don't try to blame men because we know it all happened because of God. It all happened because of God. God is the one. That's what it said here, right? He said the Lord will cause you to be smitten before your enemy. That's the way God works. Go ahead.
Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
See, he said you're going to end up getting beat down. See, God controls whether you win or lose in anything. God controls it. He said you're going to get beat down, and in the end, you're going to be removed. That means taken somewhere else. Where? Into all the kingdoms of the earth. See, this is where Israel is. This is all about the nation of Israel right here. Go ahead, verse 26. When you get removed to these kingdoms, what's going to happen? Verse 26.
And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away.
See, he said your carcass is going to be meat to the fowls of the air, and nobody is going to save them. Going to get them carcass, get them beasts up off of you. But now, we're going to skip a little bit just to save time. What verse is that, 26?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're supposed to read all of this. Go ahead.
Verse 30?
No, keep reading.
The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt only be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee.
See, so he said the Lord going to punish you with disease and you're going to be oppressed continually. See, this had to happen if God pronounced it on somebody, and you just got to find the people it happened to. Then you can identify Israel. We already know they black, so you got to find the black people that's cursed. See, all black people are not cursed. That's why it's no accident that you get a black person finally become president of this country, but he ain't one that's been, who came from slavery. He ain't one that came. Is that a coincidence or what? No. That's the way God would have it. Because he said his people are going to be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. Verse 30.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
See, he's talking about wholesale to a whole nation this happening. Not just somebody have a wife and somebody sleep with her, commit adultery. That happened all over, right? But he's talking about where you can have a wife and somebody else will come take it in your face. That happened to a people wholesale, where the master say, look, she gonna come spend the night with me. Is that okay? And the man couldn't say nothing. He better not open his mouth. Say, bye, I'll see you when you get back, baby. That's all he could say. See, he's talking about a curse. Thou shalt betroth a wife and another man lie with her. What else you gonna do?
Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
See, you gonna build a house, but not for you. For somebody else. Well, we got brick masons that do that, but this is not what it's talking about. This is talking about a curse, right? This is talking about you forced to labor and work for somebody else for nothing. Go ahead.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard.
You're going to pick cotton and plant vineyards. You're going to share crop from can to can, from sun up to sundown. But who is going to be for it?
And shall not gather the grapes thereof.
But not for your benefit. Verse 32 to save time.
Thy son and thy daughter shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
See, now your own children be taken away and they get given to somebody else. Even in the picture of Ruth, they showed a lot of this. Even the man named his daughter Kizzy because he didn't want her to be taken from him and go somewhere else. He named her Kizzy. He said that means stay put. He held up to the moon and all that crazy stuff, which don't have nothing to do with stopping nothing. So later on in her life, when she made the master mad, guess what? She got sold down the road, didn't she?
That's right.
And it didn't matter about Kunta Kinte, who finally realized he had to be Toby. And it didn't matter about Baal, who cried to the master. They said, look, I don't want to talk about it no more. She gone. I already signed the bill. She been sold. But he said it is. Your sons and your daughters shall be given to another people. But this is by God's hand, ain't it?
That's right.
God gonna make sure this happened to you. See, that's what I wondered, why we had to go through all this when I was little. But then when I started reading the Bible, I found out God made it happen, didn't he?
That's right.
Go ahead, verse 33.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
See, it's so bad now, we don't even know we got a land. We are the only people walking around here don't know we got a land. That's a shame. That's a shame you don't have no homeland. Even if you get in trouble, you can't even flee to your homeland. You got a brother in here that's a Mexican, at least he can try to run to Mexico and hide out if he get in some trouble. You can't run nowhere. Down south somewhere, they're going to easily get you down there. We don't have nowhere. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away.
Who always say they oppressed? Well, this is what God put on you. He said you're going to be only oppressed. That's going to be your middle name. You're going to be oppressed. That's why we got to have special rights, because of you being oppressed. But go ahead, what verse you at?
34.
34.
So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see.
See, a lot of brothers, they just mad. They don't even know why. Just why they do me like this. Why you do? Look, God run everything. That's what you should seek. Seek to find out why God has allowed them to do you like that. Because God got to be in control, right? See, if you believe in God, you know God run everything.
That's right.
Don't nothing happen by accident. But now, skip down to verse 37, because he's going to give you some more. Now, all these are curses in God's Bible that would happen to Israel. This is how you can identify Israel, the black people of the Bible. Go ahead.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
See, the Lord doing all of this, and he going to make you so messed up when you get scattered out into nations, don't even know where your homeland is no more. You are going to become an astonishment. You know what astonishment is? An amazement. We as a people, you can take it or leave it. You can believe it or not. We are an amazement. As a people, we're an astonishment. We are an astonishment. Other people marvel at us as a people, really, and it's not good. It's how messed up we are. Other people marvel. He said, you're going to become an astonishment. Then he said a proverb. A proverb is you just got all kind of sayings about you more than anybody. You heard of ethnic slurs? Well, we run the gamut on them. Now, we know you say, well, you know, they got ethnic slurs about everybody. Don't none of them compete with us, brothers and sisters.
Right.
You should understand that. From fried chicken to watermelon, you talking about some ethnic slurs. We can get deep. We got them all, don't we? That's a proverb. They got more riddles about us than anybody, don't they? And they still say them. You walk in the wrong conversation. You'll be shocked. But now, so that's what he means. You're going to become an astonishment, a proverb. Then he says something else, a byword. Look up byword. You know what byword means? Byword just means a nickname. You are a nickname. You are no longer a people. And we should wonder why that is. We are no longer a people. That's why I said, even in the encyclopedia, it said, Ham is the father of the dark races, but not the Negro. Notice they use Negro. But he could have used a whole lot of other bywords, because Negro is not a nationality.
That's right.
Japanese is a nationality. Chinese is a nationality. German is a nationality. Ethiopian, Egyptian, those are nationalities, right? What is Negro? But a byword. Or else you got to show me the Negroid land. Where the Negroid land at? There's no Negroid land, is it? And we got plenty bywords, don't we? We got black as a byword. There's no black, I ain't heard of Blackula really as a land. See, these are not national. We no longer a people no more. We have been cut off from that. God telling you that. He said, you're going to become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among the nations where the Lord has sent you at. Now that's all you are. So we've been some everything. You ever wonder why every 5 years we change who we are? They used to be colored back in the day, remember? Used to be colored. Then at one point, I don't even know the order of it. I can't keep up with it moving so fast. Colored, Negro, Afro-American, African-American. I told you I ain't lying. I seen somebody's birth certificate. It said they was colored and they was married to somebody's birth certificate. It said Negro. So that's two. They two different people. A Negro woman married a colored man. See, they just in different generations. Back then, they was called colored, but they didn't change now. Just like I said, they need to change the name of the NAACP because it's outdated, right?
That's right.
You know what NAACP stands for? We're supposed to help, show you need some help. What it stands for? National Association for the Advancement of what people?
Color.
Colored people. Where they at now? People get offended. You call them colored people now, but they say on the NAACP. They get offended. But that's what a byword means, brothers and sisters. Not to mention all the other names you've been called. But this is what God said he would do. Because you no longer a nationality now. But now go ahead and skip down to verse 41. Because this is why it happened. You got scattered out into this condition. Go ahead.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
See, your bottom line, you're going to end up in slavery. That's what captivity is. And in captivity, that's when you became all this, because you lost sight on who you really were, because they don't give you a chance to keep your records and everything intact when they take you into captivity. They don't give you a chance. They don't tell you. Matter of fact, you saw Roots, they made sure he didn't keep the name that he had, Kunta Kinte, didn't they?
That's right.
They gave him a whole new name because they taken away from you your ancestry, your history. That's how I know you can't know where the 12 tribes are, who each tribe is, where they at. They don't take you into slavery in no orderly fashion. Like, okay, we want all these people over here, all y'all to the left, everybody from that tribe, we want to keep y'all together. They don't want to keep you together, do they? Matter of fact, the more divided you are, the more you can't fight back.
That's right.
So that's what they do. You know they broke up tribes from together. They would break families up. They sold families apart. They didn't care who the father was. They would sell the father to somebody else. You was just property. But that's what he said here. He said, you're going to beget sons and daughters, but you shall not enjoy them, but they shall go into captivity. Verse 45. Now, why did all this happen again? Why you got to look at your birth certificate and see on there that it's Negro or black and you don't even know what that's associated with? See, you say, well, other people they might have white, but see, other people know exactly who they are. They can have some insight. They know all they got to do is figure out who their father was, what their father was. If they didn't know, they figure out their father was a German, then that's what they are. Because what your father is. But now, skip down to verse 45 and go ahead.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee.
Now God say all these curses going to come on you and do what?
And shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Till you be destroyed as a people. You're still going to be here, but you're going to be destroyed as a people. Because he got to bring you back in the end, which is what he going to do. Go ahead.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
See, that's the reason. You can't blame no people. You can't blame the Gentiles or white people or nobody, because he said because you didn't obey God, right? So that's why he cursed Israel. Go ahead, 46.
And they shall be upon thee.
Now they what going to be upon you? These curses that he's talking about. That's why whenever you born, that's why when I was born and growing up, I started wondering why. I ain't lying. I used to wonder, I said, why I got to be the nigga? I just want to know why.